Hare Krishna. I'd like to welcome all of you. First of all, I'd like to thank ISKCON Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya for distributing Srila Prabhupada's mercy and Bhaktivinoda Thakur mercy and Haridas Thakur mercies. So the management of ISKCON Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya, I appreciate their endeavor. I am also very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving such a wonderful opportunity to have a sadhu sangha and loving exchange amongst the devotees, and the highest merciful form of the Bhagavan is Sri Nam Prabhu. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is widely spreaded all over the world because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy and through his society and through his devotees. So I am eternally indebted to Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON and to all the devotees. Also, I'm very grateful to all of you for taking your valuable time to participate this Harinam Chintamani seminars. So I appreciate your time also. I would like all of you to feel free to contribute also and be part of it. With that note, we'll begin. First of all, we have 16 participants so far. So I would like each of you to, I see some old faces, at least recently I came to know Satta Prabhu, Satta Devata. Oh, very nice, nice to see you. If each of you can just unmute your Zoom and introduce yourself in one sentence, not too long. Your name we can see, but maybe it's not a spiritual name sometime. You can say your spiritual name and where are you from. So at least we know each other because this is a personal society. So go ahead, please start.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam, Prabhuji and Mataji. My name is...
Little louder.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, good.
Dandot Pranam, Prabhuji and Mataji. My name is Advait Murti Das and I am from Delhi, connected to Shri Radha Parsarthi Mandir, east of Kailash. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam. I am Hari Gopal Das from Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh.
Welcome, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I am Arun Nayan Govdas from Guwahati, Assam.
Oh, wow. Very far. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat.
Oh, please go
Prabhuji,
ahead,
please
Mataji.
go ahead. Please go ahead, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I am Brihadnath Das from Jammu and Kashmir.
Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you,
Yes,
Brihadnath Prabhu. You were there before in the other class, Bhagavad Gita?
Yes, Prabhu, yes. Bhakti Shastri.
Okay. Yeah, your name very familiar. Thank you.
Yes, I was attracted by your name because you were taking the class. So I joined just today. Hare Krishna.
Welcome, Prabhu. Thank you. Yes, Mother Neha Kumra.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I'm Neha Kumra. I'm from Gurgaon. I'm very new to Japa and ISKCON itself, but I'm very interested in learning how I can do my Japa more attentively and how I can be more attentive of any errors that I might be making unconsciously. So I am in this course. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mata. Next, you can go on.
Hare Krishna. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Mother Kosturi Manjari.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and Hare Krishna devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So this is Kasturi Manjari Devi Dasi from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I really want to improve on the quality of my japa by taking this course of Harinam Chintamani with you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for offering this course.
Okay, while you are introducing, some are left. I want each of you, please, write either your notepad or in the chat what you are expecting. I am also expecting what I want to share and give you. What you are expecting from this session, that end of 20 session, whether you got or not, you have to examine. So what you are expecting, as some mothers and Prabhus expressing, you please write it down, not in the mind. Because mind in this Kali Yuga is tricky. It may give some wrong conception later on. So you write it down, this is what I'm expecting. After 20 sessions, this is what improvement or something you are expecting, whether it will be there or not. Okay, next.
Dandavat Pranam, Pran Govind Prabhu. Very nice to see you again, and my humble obeisances to you. This is Satya Devata from Hyderabad, South India, and I've joined this course primarily, Prabhu, because you are taking these sessions, and secondly also to understand the glories of Harinam more, so that I can do my japa more sincerely and without offenses, with the association of you and many other devotees in this group. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Please write it down, what you just said, that this is what your goal is. Okay, next.
Dandavat Prabhuji. Dandavat Prabhuji.
Yes, mother.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I have the same opinion. I am into this and I've completed my disciple course. I'm in Jhansi right now, but basically I'm from Kolkata. I started my chanting in 2012, and I feel I have to learn more and more. So I was very much interested to get into the courses, and especially when you are going to take us through this journey, I'm sure that I will definitely be able to enhance a little bit of my knowledge and do it. Dandavat Prabhuji.
Thank you. Please pray for me and bless me too, Mata. Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
My name is Ninamri Radha Dasi. I am from Bangalore, and I want to understand this wonderful description given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Harinam Chintamani, in detail. So I can understand better if we hear from some exalted devotee. Direct reading doesn't give that much understanding. That's the reason I have joined the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mata. Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dharma Pranam. This is Aditya Narayan Das. I am from ISKCON New Goloka, North Carolina. And,
Aditya Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Dandavad, Dandavad.
Looking forward to your association, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to hear and see you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Who else is left? Let's see. Mother Lileshwari. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory Srila Prabhupada. This is Lileshwari Devdasi. I'm from Alachua, Florida. And like everyone said, I wanted to try to improve my chanting and be more attentive and conscious. And as Prabhu is giving the class, I would want to learn more from Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Please bless me.
Thank you, Mata. Hare Krishna. Please bless me also and pray for me.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I am Harigopal Das from ISKCON Gorakhpur. I want to understand the process of this chanting the holy name in depth, and so eventually to improve my chanting by your blessings. Thank you.
Prabhu, pray for me so I can say that Krishna can remind me some words that will be effective to your heart and to my heart, to everybody else. Thank you.
Hello,
Who else?
my name is Dandake. I am from Alachua, Florida, and please accept my humble obeisances.
Thank you, Mother Dandakesh.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My name is Shreya Kerry Devi Dasi. I'm from Albany, New York.
Hare
I had the pleasure
Krishna. Welcome,
once.
Mother.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Am I missing someone? Mother Sarala Devi Dasi, she's breaking off your phone. Santosh Aditya.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and everyone. Dandavat Pranam. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. I am hoping. Yes,
You got cut off, Mother. Probably internet is leaking. Anyone else? Am I missing? Did we get everyone out of 19? I don't think so. Someone is missing. Santosh Aditya Maharaj or someone. Then Sodaita Madhava. Mother Leah, please introduce to everyone. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 18, 19. Okay, they're all here. Okay, maybe they are just on a bad connection or something. I hope you all can hear me. So we'll begin by folding our hand. Mothers, someone is back to introduce. Did we miss someone? I think Sodaita Madhava Mata, I don't think you have introduced, or Prabhu. And
Hare
Braj
Krishna.
Prem Prabhu. Yes,
Hare
Mother.
Krishna Prabhuji. I am Sudheta Madhavi Devidasi from Trivandrum, Kerala.
Welcome, Mata.
And I wanted to improve the quality of my chanting.
Very nice. Then you write it down. Literally, you write it down. Because Prabhupada said when you write, it retains your memory more. In mind, you'll forget.
Okay.
35% more. At least to one of his disciples, he told personally. Lakshmikanta Prabhu told me that. Prabhupada told him. Did we miss someone? Who is Santosh Aditya? Prabhu, we are missing your introduction.
Santosh Aditya Prabhu. Are you able to speak now, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu, introduce yourself. We don't know who you are.
This is Santosh Aditya Prabhu from Hyderabad, South.
Okay.
I would like to improve my chanting and understand the glories of Japa.
You are expressing very good, Santosh Aditya Prabhu, and many other also. You want to improve, but why? You have to have a also effect, cause and effect, both has to be there. Why, if somebody asks you why you want to improve, you have to be able to answer. Otherwise, that goal is not substantial. I hope you understand that. When you make a goal, it has to have a substantial. If you say, I want to go to Miami, but why? I just want to go. That's not goal. The goal has to have a substantial backup by other acharyas or shastra or someone, that it is substantial, means it is a goal, jam labdha chaparam labam. Na mannate adhikatam tata. That it will satisfy you. It will satisfy Vishnu, Krishna. It will satisfy you. You'll never look for anything. Goal has to be something like that. Goal cannot be like, oh, I want to chain more rounds. But why you want to chain more rounds? The goal, specific aim, and the process are two different things. I'm talking about you make a goal today before we finish the session. What you are expecting to go through this 20 session, and when you end, make sure you have achieved. What we are expecting, I'm going to tell you from my side, but what you are expecting, you joined, you must have some idea, but don't give me a process. I don't mean to attack you, but don't give me a process. Oh, I want to sit down in a place I can chant. That's not a goal. I want to do my good sadhana. That's not a goal. The goal means something that pleases Krishna and it pleases you, satisfy our nourishment. Goal has to be substantial. It has to be backed up by scriptures or some acharya. When they give, they're very thoughtful. They give for ultimate benefit, not just immediate. So I hope whoever made the goal, you write it very clearly. And for 20 sessions, you always keep that goal in front of you. Maybe you will change it later, but keep that original goal so at least you have it. Am I missing somebody? Mother Leah, are you there? You are missing, not introducing others. Maybe she's driving or something. Who else is there? Let's see. M. Das. Who is M. Das? Braj Prem Das. Can you introduce Prabhu yourself? Okay, they might have some communication. So we're going to begin by invoking the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and begin with your Guru Maharaj, whoever you are introduced Krishna consciousness by. It could be Padarshak Guru, it could be your Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, but Srila Prabhupada is our foundational Acharya and he is a Shiksha Guru for all the human beings. Anybody can literally take shelter of Prabhupada right now and chant. So that was Prabhupada's extreme generosity and mercy nature. So let's fold our hand. I'm going to introduce you very quick that you collect some flower and offer it, that flower at the lotus feet of your Guru as we are praying in subtle body. Subtle body, your mind, false ego, intelligence has to be spiritualized. And that's how it is. And if your subtle body is spiritualized, you're done, Prabhu. Your physical body, you already have a tilak, you have a neck beads, you are devotee, you have a Vaishnava dress. We are not concerned about physical body so much. Physical body will be finished anyway one day. But subtle body, if subtle body is Vaishnava, then your journey is over. Because Krishna Prem already there in your heart. Subtle body spiritualized means it will awaken Krishna Prem. The whole process of sadhana is to purify our subtle body. So offer some flower in your mental body to the lotus feet of Guru Prabhupada and we'll make the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyenanjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Tadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunnavadi Paschatadeshatarine Panchakalpa Tarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktabinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Prabhus and mothers. Just to let you know that you all notice that we have a WhatsApp group. So we are going to start also MCQ, multiple choice questions on each chapter. So there are 15 chapters. Some chapter may have a more than one session, but today I want to just give you some layout and some idea why we have come to study Sri Harinam Chintamani. The first thing is that follow Shruti. What Harinam Chintamani is offering you to get it. It's not up to me. I will try to share as much I know. I'm willing to give. I'm willing to pray for you. But you have to be recipient, not achiever. Don't become achiever. Try to be a receiver. Receiver means humility is maintained. Very important. Achiever means you can do on your own. So try to be receiver. And Harinam Chintamani is entitled How to Chant the Holy Name Perfectly and Achieve Ecstatic Love of God. For this is what exactly Harinam Chintamani seminar will be. By hearing it, by reading it, through the discourse, one clearly will be able to know what one must do and not do. Everybody understanding my point? You're going to learn what you must do and not do to achieve spiritual perfection by the process of the holy name. So this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's benediction, you can say, or prediction. And I hope each of you actually receive that. First of all, Harinam Chintamani. What is Harinam? What is Hari means? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains in Madhya Lila 24, chapter 59. Hari has a two meaning. When you say Hare Krishna, Hari, especially this seminar, Harinam Chintamani. Hari means it will steal all your unwanted things. Inauspicious things. That does not mean you will not be facing the material world. You will be in the material world, you will be facing the material world, but you will not be affected by the inauspicious things. Try to grasp that. This is the first result. Second result is that Harinam Chintamani, understanding, will attract your mind by ecstatic love for Krishna. Hari sabde nana artha dui mukhatama sarva amangala hare prema diya hare mana. So two results. You should write that for the question, multiple choice question. I have a student here. That what is the meaning of Hari? So Harinam Chintamani means you have to think, what is Chintamani? Srila Prabhupada explained, Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpa briksha. That the spiritual world is made of Chintamani, touchstone. When we chant, when we understand this Harinam Chintamani, is my consciousness changing? That you have to examine. I really want each of you to examine. Is my consciousness changing? Because you are conscious being. Spiritual world is a state of consciousness. It is not another physical location. Everybody understanding my way of expressing? It is not another physical, just like if I say, where is Bolivia or Brazil? I can tell you it's in a physical proximity from where I am in Florida to Brazil. I can draw a map. So that's called physical proximity. But when we say spiritual reality is another spiritual world or devotional service or Krishna, it is not another location. It is not another location. Try to remember this. It is another reality. Everybody understand the difference? It is not another location. When we say Krishna or holy name or spiritual world, it is not another location. It is another reality. Means you can be here in this body, also can be engaged in spiritual reality. This transformation needs to take place. Not that you die, your physical body finished, then you will be in spiritual world. No. You can be in this body, but your consciousness will change. It will become spiritual and then become Krishna consciousness. Means you will be in another reality. Spiritualism is another reality, not another location. So that's called Chintamani, Harinam Chintamani. So Hari means two meaning I gave. One is it steals all the inauspicious things. Inauspicious doesn't mean there is no car accident. Inauspicious means that will block your spiritual pursuance or disturbing your mind, you cannot chant. this inauspicious thing will be removed. There will be still cold and hot. When you chant, after understanding the Harinam Chintamani, doesn't mean you will have no more winter or summer, or there is no more hot and cold. That's not what inauspicious means. Means the hot, cold will be still there. Just like in Alachua, we have a now cold, very cold. But you will not be affected in spiritual progress by the hot and cold or whatever happen in this world. It will be still there, but you will not be affected because your consciousness will transform. Everybody got it? And the positive is, that's the negative. Positive is your mind will be attracted by ecstatic love for Krishna. Now I'll give you a little summary. When we say we are lover of Krishna, what that means? This means the terms evoke different feeling or image in our hearts. Ask you a question. Can you write your question? Am I lover of Krishna? What are the symptoms? And how do I behave if I am a lover of Krishna? And by the end of the course, if you see that, oh my God, I'm not actually lover, but I have some symptom, or maybe you do, or maybe you don't. You at least, you are inquiring. Do we know that all of us, yes, each of us has love of Krishna within our heart, and the perfection of our spiritual life is get eternally and permanently reinstated as a lover of Krishna. What is our present condition? By nature, we are lover of Krishna. But here, being illusioned, we think God as our enemy. Now, some of you say, well, we don't think exactly like this. But I'm not talking about the devotee. I'm talking about, in general, the soul here. I had a recent talk with this professor. I asked him, you want a peace, real peace? He said, I am peaceful. I said, no, you're not peaceful. You are now having a little war with God. He said, I don't. I have nothing to do with God. I don't even have any war. I said, do you offer your food every day to Krishna? He said, no. I said, then you are in a war with God. You stealing his right. Krishna says, Bhaktaram Jagatavasam Sarvaloka Maheswaram. I am the only enjoyer. You please look at it 9.24. Krishna says, if you do not accept like this, you will fall down and you will stay fallen in this material world and suffer. If you don't accept him as the only enjoyer, and he is. Now sounds like this is heavy. Krishna is like demanding. Krishna is not demanding. Krishna is curing our disease. We are claiming his position as his. Anybody don't offer food to Krishna before they eat. They are all in a competition with God. What is the purpose of religion? Prabhupada explains in 1976 in Vrindavan lecture. He said religion means to awaken that dormant Krishna consciousness. That is religion. Now if we say, what about the Hindu, Muslim, Christian? These are not religion in one sense. They are faith, different faith. Faith can be changed. Today you are Christian, tomorrow you can be Hare Krishna. But religion you cannot change. Everybody understand that word? Why why Prabhupada using religion? Because religion in Sanskrit verbal root is dharma. Dharma means inseparable nature of a substance. Liquidity is the nature of water. Burning quality is the nature of fire. Can you separate the burning quality from fire? No, it's not possible. So that inherent nature is called dharma or religion. It is inseparable. The soul, each of us, our eternal nature is to love God, serve God, act as a servant. Three things. This cannot be changed. That's how it is wonderfully made. But if somebody don't act or don't function that way, then they are not actually performing religion. They just have a different faith. Atheist also has a faith. Actually, there was one scientist told me, he said, whatever you do, don't tell me about God. I said, why? He said, because I don't believe in. I said, do you have a faith? So no, I don't have a faith. I say, you do have a faith that you don't want to believe in God. Well, if you say that way, what can I say? I said, that's your faith. Faith everybody has. You cannot change faith, but you can transform it. Faith is eternal. You cannot be no faith. It's not possible. Question is what you believe, what you maintain a belief, that faith, if it is aligned with the devotional scriptures, if it is aligned with the Shastra, then it's called devotion. If it is not aligned with the Shastra, then it's commotion. You know, commotion, it creates problem. So everything we do, it has to be aligned with the scriptures. That's why we say the definition of purification means if it is aligned with the scriptures. Because you can go to Christian church and drink Jesus' blood as a wine. The same wine, if you drink, you can never be allowed in the Mecca or in the Muslim hierarchy. You understand the point, what I'm trying to say? It is that it has to be aligned with the origin scriptures. Now, Srila Prabhupada said, that's why Srila Prabhupada said religion means how to awaken the normal condition to become lover of God. That is normal condition. Love is there, but because we have no objective, because we have no instruction where to place our love, we are loving so many things, even up to dog. In America, we see dog and cats everywhere in the houses. Instead of dog, we are loving, instead of loving Krishna or God, we are loving dog. And that's why Prabhupada repeated this. Now, an exchange between Krishna and the living entity. The jiva, or us, the soul, is eternal. Mame vangsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Sanatana means has no beginning, no end. You understand, eternal means no begin, no end. There is never began to each of us. We eternally existed. We may not remember it. That's difference. So the exchange between Krishna and each of us is called Sanatan Dharma, Sanatan religion, Vaishnava religion. What is Vaishnava religion means? The relationship, the loving exchange between us and Krishna. So we are teaching that. We are not teaching Hinduism, Muslimism, Christianism. We are teaching how to love Krishna. Everybody understand what Vaishnavism means? Vaishnavism means, you write down, Hare Krishna means how to love God. That's the teaching, that's all. Any religion is proportion to this truth is better. And if some religion is not aligned with this truth, they are not a religion, they are called adharma. In the name of dharma, they do. Now, question may you think like how this, we had a relationship before, how did it happen? That's a vast subject. At least some reference it's given that originally every living entity is unimaginably beautiful. Each of you, please remember this, each of you is unimaginably beautiful, intelligent, wealthy, and so strong that your spiritual body lives forever. But somehow or other, misuse of free will, this blissful situation became not available. Ishat apitasya viparjaya smriti. When we turn away, even for a moment, our relationship is covered. We have relationship, but it's covered. When it's covered, then the fear appears, birth of fear. And then you saw the secondary world, this material world. Material world only appeared at that time in front of you. And then you got allured by the material nature, and then you wanted to enjoy separately. And that's why we are here. This is from Bhagavatam 11.3.20. You can look at more if you need. And what is the result? If one does not become lover of Krishna, what will happen? His connection with Krishna takes place indirectly. I want everybody to remember this. You have a relationship with Krishna. If you revive, then you will be eternally happy. If you don't revive, you will be still connected with Krishna, but not directly, indirectly through illusory energy, Maya. You cannot dissolve the relationship because that's how we are originally made. Very blissful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why did he come? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and now Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave this book. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the human form of life. The highest achievement is to attain the platform of love of Godhead, just to teach that. Lord Chaitanya did not invent a system of religion, as people sometimes assume. This is a new movement. Srila Prabhupada or Mahaprabhu made a new movement. No. Religious systems are meant to show the existence of God, who is then generally approached as the cosmic order of supplier. But Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental mission is to distribute love of Godhead to everyone. Anyone who accepts Krishna as the supreme can take to the process of chanting Hare Krishna and become a lover of Krishna. Can everyone become lover of Krishna? Yes. A person who is completely free from sinful activities, such person can become a devotee, a lover of Krishna. So this Krishna consciousness movement is teaching to the human society how to become purified. There is no such restriction that this man can be purified, that lady cannot be purified. No, there is no. Everyone has the eligibility. Whether they'll take or not, that is up to them. But it is there, it is open, at least for 10,000 years from now. I mean, 500 years back started. What is the simple process to become a lover of Krishna? This is the process. How to increase your attachment for Krishna. Please write it down. Attachment for Krishna. This Bhakti Yoga, Krishna consciousness movement is nothing. We do not say that you Christian, you are good, I am Hindu, I am bad. No, we don't say like this. Prabhupada repeated this. But he says that don't criticize anyone. Do not judge any religion. It's not our concern because everybody is this lover of Krishna. They just got different hat. In America, expression is different hat. You act in a different function. What is the heart of Premi Bhakta? That's the question. A bona fide lover of Krishna could never forget Krishna, even in exchange of everything else. The devotee of Lord cannot be happy in any circumstances without the Lord. In the absence of the Lord, the devotee associates with him by remembering his separation. Because the Lord is absolute, the devotee's feeling of separation is transcendentally more relishable than direct contact. This is possible when you develop genuine love for him. In that state, devotee is always with the Lord by feeling of separation, which becomes more acute, intolerable in suitable circumstances. Srila Prabhupada writes this in light of Bhagavat. Very nice point Prabhupada made. Now, who are the lover of God? I'll give you just synopsis. This relationship of attachment is very sublime. Everybody understand the English word sublime? Satyadevata Prabhu, do you remember? I explained this in Bhagavad Gita. Sublime means from hard, just imagine a metal or any substance, from a hard to solid to semi-solid to semi-liquid to liquid to evaporation. It's a big process. But when we say sublime, means you don't have to go through the process. You can transcend straight without going through the whole thing. When Prabhupada used the English word, that says I had to study dictionary to understand his word. It's a very deep word. So sublime means if you take the holy name sincerely, you can actually transcend. Whether you are lady or man or Indian, American, does not matter. Anybody can transcend from material to spiritual without any hindrance on the way. It's such a wonderful, this chanting Hare Krishna. But it requires time to understand. But there is a position where instead of asking, oh God, give us our daily bread, you can instead think that God will die if you do not supply bread to him. This is the ecstasy of extreme love. This was never revealed in the world before. In the Christian world where I live, generally the conception is that when you need something, you pray to God. Please give us our daily bread. Now, can any one of you think that if you don't give bread to God, he will die? This is a new conception. This is the highest conception. This is how Mother Yashoda thinks. This is how Brajavashi thinks. This is called private family of God. The other conception, opulence, the God give us our daily bread, is the God in the court as a judge. He does not take from anyone anything. But in his private, when the judge is out of the court, he goes to his home, he lives the highest. Even in Christian world, anyway, one minister told me, well, how to understand why Jesus never gave any hint? I said, he gave you hint. Jesus said, I created heaven and earth. Didn't he say that? This is the first paragraph of John. He said, I created heaven and earth. And then the minister said, yes. I said, that means he has a house. He has a life. before heaven and earth. Oh, that's true, but you never knew. That's why Jesus even said at the supper night before, he said, I have more things to say, but you're not ready for it. Can you deny it? It's in Bible. I said, no. I said, therefore, Krishna consciousness is the private life of God, not public life. We want to be member of the private family life of God. That is called Golok Vrindavan. It's a different conception of God. Everybody loves him and he loves everyone. There is no judgment. It's a family relation. It's a different concept. This is ecstasy of extreme love. There is such a relationship between Krishna and his devotee Radharani, greatest devotee. The greatest lover of Krishna, Mother Yashoda, is his lover as a parent. Sudama as his lover as a friend. Arjuna also as a friend. There are millions and billions and trillions different kinds of direct devotees of Krishna. So Krishna consciousness is the topmost yoga system, not introduced to this world. Among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the foremost. She surpasses all in beauty, in good quality, in good fortune, above all, in love. This is how Srila Prabhupada ended that lecture. It was so nice when I heard that lecture other day. So I will, oh, we are running out of time. This is what I am expressing to you. I want you all to prepare something for next session, for whole session, every session. I want 2 devotees. Every day, you're going to come up with some grateful attitude, expression. And I'll give you why. Because if you want to be highest benefited, everybody understand the word virtue means? Virtue, it's something what you made of. Like a material things I mentioned, you know, woolen hat, like I have a wool hat, it was very cold. The wool, this wool, you know what it does? It's a clothing material. It provides insulation from the cold, even when it is wet. Cotton will never do that. No other material will do that. I tried. I put some cotton in winter next to my cheek. I was feeling cold. But I put wool next to my cheek. I don't feel cold anymore. Even though it's wet, the wool hat is wet and my cheek is wet, the weather is wet, but it prevents even when it is wet. These are called virtue. Every soul, heart is a garden. Originally is a garden where beautiful quality flower blossoms. It's so attractive, those qualities. And I give you a clue. If you practice gratitude, you will never go for depression. Remember this. If you practice gratitude, this is an emblem, Srila Prabhupada is emblem of that. He's so grateful to his Guru Maharaj. 1973, he could not even express, he started crying in Los Angeles when he was expressing his grateful attitude. Radhanath Maharaj, he talks so much about it. Everybody talks about this is a necessary. You cannot progress in spiritual path or chant pure name without grateful attitude. Please remember this. If you practice gratitude, there is no place for depression. 1. Srila Prabhupada says, the progression in spiritual life depends on the attitude of the practitioner. So if you want to chant pure name, it depends what is your attitude. In the beginning of my session today, I express that I'm grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving such a wonderful association everywhere in the world of devotees. From Wednesday, we'll have a class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I mean, Florida time. I think you're over there is the same, wherever you are. So I want each of you to prepare at least 2 devotees every day. In the beginning, 1 sentence, you have to say why you are grateful to Srila Prabhupada and the movement, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or to Haridas Thakur, or to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, related to this book. And if you hear somebody else say it, you can repeat the same thing if you feel this is what you feel. Please write it down, those grateful attitude. And if you do, Prabhus and mothers, you will get out of depression. I tell you one thing, nothing will hold you back to go progress further in advance. It's very important. Being grateful is a state of consciousness, remember, a state awakened awareness. Are we grateful for every breath we breathe every day morning? We should be. I'm going to send a grateful attitude, Srila Prabhupada expression, what he said later. Second, so this is one thing you have to prepare. At least in this whole 20 session, each of you has to say twice. Can you remember everybody? Everybody understood what I'm expecting? You have to say why you are grateful. It's for your benefit. And for everybody also wants to know, that will be good. Second thing is, I want you to list yourself. You don't have to express what kind of association you have. To chant pure name is not that easy, but it is easy if you just pay attention and align with this. What association you have? Are you listening a lecture every day of Srila Prabhupada? Or are you reading a book? Are you associate with the people who are in the family or devotee? And the third is, I'm going to give you a little warning. Warning is, please write it down, spiritual maturity, it is a myth, M-Y-T-H, myth, that spiritual growth is automatic. The first spiritual myth is that spiritual growth is automatic. But the reality is that, Prabhus and mothers, spiritual growth is intentional. It requires commitment and effort to grow. I really, really, really request you to remember this. Just memorize that, you never forget that. So because of the time, we supposed to talk about Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In your book, there is a biography of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I hope everybody remembers Bhaktivinoda Thakur's biography. In Haridas Thakur, okay. Maybe Bhaktivinoda Thakur will touch it a little bit, and then we'll begin the first chapter, Pratham Pariched, tomorrow. I mean, Wednesday. But here I'm going to say something about Prabhudini Katha. That introduction was written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Is you got the PDF? In the PDF, do you have an introduction? I never looked at that. I have a different. book for me. In your PDF of Harinam Chintamani, do you have an introduction by Bhaktivinoda Thakur?
We are not seen Prabhuji yet. Means whether we have got PDF or not.
Oh, okay.
No, Prabhuji, introduction is not there.
Introduction is not there. Okay, so
Start with
just bear
chapter
with
one.
me. I'm sorry, I'm taking a little time extra. I'll just finish very quick and then give you. First is, who can understand this Harinam Chintamani? In other words, who is eligible to discourse this book? This question he asked. Three points he made. Who have firm faith in Lord Chaitanya. Ask yourself, do you have a firm faith in Lord Chaitanya?
Yes.
Good, whoever said that. Second, do you have a firm faith in bhakti, devotional service?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Good. Third, do you take shelter of the holy name every day?
Yes.
I don't know. Means how much intense we chant, it depends on that. So I cannot say I'm
but
perfect.
you write it down. These three things is required in order for you to understand this book. At least from today, you make it every day, these three things. You have to have a firm faith in Lord Chaitanya, firm faith in bhakti or devotional service, and take shelter of the holy name chanting.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Second question is, what are the three main teachings in this book? I'm just giving a short summary of the whole book in few minutes. Three main teaching is in Sri Shikshastakama, Lord Chaitanya taught about the holy name, one. Lord Chaitanya also taught this to Haridas Thakur. Is a difference from Shikshastaka. Then third is, Lord Chaitanya selected Haridas Thakur to be the great Acharya, teacher of the holy name. These are the three main teachings in this book. Everybody got it, right? I'm sorry, I'm going too fast.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Haridas Thakur's lives and teachings. What is this? You can read in Chaitanya Charitamrita or even Google's. The Haridas Thakur was born in a Muslim family, you know, in Buran village. And then due to his previous sanskar, that he comes from a Brahmaji himself came as Haridas Thakur. So because his previous sanskar, he immediately, even though born in a Muslim family, he picked up bhakti, right from childhood, as soon as his parents passed away. Then he moved himself to Benapul because there was other Muslim people didn't like it. So he moved to Benapul to chant. Then these are the key points that in his life, what happened, you can meditate on it. Then the queen of the prostitute, Lakkahira, who became a great devotee. The queen of the prostitute came to allure him. Instead, she became a great devotee. These are something. Holy name, Harinam did this work through Haridas Thakur. And Harinam can do this into our heart. Just meditate on that. Gopal Chakraborty, a famous logician, offended Haridas Thakur. And because he offended, he literally got leprosy and died. So those who are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, they are extremely powerful. Be very careful. This is what happened to Haridas Thakur's experience. So he left there. Then he also gave the blessing to Raghunath Das Goswami, a small child at that time. And he, as that blessing, Haridas Thakur became the greatest Acharya of goal of life. Then Haridas Thakur always run away from three things: prestige, adoration, distinction, labha, puja, pratishtha. Wherever Haridas Thakur found this, he always ran away. This is a very good lesson we can learn. Haridas Thakur's fame attracted Muslim, and it threatened. As a result, he was punished in 22 markets, but he remained intact in his spiritual vow because it was aligned with the scriptures. Then finally, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he appeared, then Haridas Thakur came also with Advaita Acharya to meet God face to face. This journey is also telling us how we are going to meet the Lord face to face. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri. Haridas Thakur also went there, and he lived there in Siddha Gokul. Till today, that place is existing, and very gorgeously they maintain and worship. And there Haridas Thakur wonderfully left this world. Whole life he chanted Hare Krishna, but at the moment of his death, he did not chant exactly Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He says, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nam Karite Ucharan, Namer Sohit Pran Hoila Utkraman. That he chanted Sri Krishna Chaitanya because Mahaprabhu was the most magnificent and merciful to him. Amongst all the name of Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the most attractive and most effective, impactful to us. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught with conversation with Haridas Thakur that we'll discuss Wednesday. Now I'm going to give you, ask you another request. Each of you, please pick one sloka. If you don't have, I'll give you, but one sloka that you're going to write it in front of your bedroom or wherever you spend compulsory a time. Like as soon as you wake up, you're looking at that sloka. That sloka glorifies the holy name. There are many slokas in, if you want some, I'll give you just very quick. The identity of holy name is the most important one. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Who is holy name? Who is Harinama? So you pick one sloka, that's all you need. That sloka should be there eternally in your heart. You write it in a small paper. You're going to work, you're driving, you're cooking, whatever you're doing, you're always keeping that paper until it stays in your heart. Everybody understood that? One sloka has to be minimum one sloka. Minimum one sloka related to the identity of holy name or its function. Now I'll end with this. In Bhagavad Gita, there are 700 verses. There are 4 questions only most important to us. Please write it down. First question is, there are 700 verses, but the 4 question is the most important. One is, what is suffering? Do you know that most of the people don't know what is suffering? They are suffering, but they don't know what is suffering. I'll tell you. Second is, what is the cause of suffering? Or you can put, what is the cause of my suffering? You can put yourself also. What is the cause of Sattva Devata Prabhu's suffering? Like this, you can write yourself. So first question, everybody remembers, I'm going to ask that question. What is the suffering? Second is, what is the cause of the suffering? Third is, what is the solution of the suffering? Fourth is to get the result, what sadhana we need to do. You can find sloka related to this. Now I'm going to give you a quick answer. First is, what is suffering? You can say birth, death, old age, disease. That's true also. I'm not denying anything. Somebody will say, oh, I have a cancer. That's suffering. Oh, I have a headache. I'm suffering. Oh, I don't have enough money to eat. I could not pay the mortgage. There's so many, thousands and millions of suffering. But the real suffering, you please remember, to get what you don't want, and you don't get what you really need and you want. That is the real suffering. And you can look at many ways to see that. Okay, sex is good, or watching movie is good, but your eyes will not allow you to watch more than 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, you will fall asleep. Even food is not good. Food is good. Your body will get tired. You want to go to sleep. So the real suffering, everybody understood? To get what you don't want and not to get what you want. This is the real suffering. Because holy name will remove all this. Second, I said, what is the cause of suffering? You please write it down. Forgetfulness of the soul's relationship with the Supreme is the real cause of suffering. And you can find so many sloka. Krishna boli jiva bhagavancha kare. So many. Krishna boli jiva bhagavancha kare. Pachete mayatare japotiya dore. So many sloka backing this simple word, a sentence. Third is, what is the solution of that suffering? Forgetting our real well-wisher Krishna, which Krishna repeated twice in Bhagavad Gita, 9.34, 18.64, 65. Krishna expressed how you can revive that relationship. Then all your suffering will be over. And that's the purpose of the holy name. Now, to get there, what you need to do? You have to tolerate and do sadhana, chanting. I think we're done. Very nice. What was the last one? I said sadhu sangha, I said grateful attitude. Oh, the last one is the humility. We didn't discuss it.
Prabhu, you said, what is the, Prabhuji, for the solution of suffering, for the cause of suffering, you said forgetfulness of the relation with Krishna. And for the solution of suffering, the answer is revival of our relationship. Is that right?
Yes. The last verse of 9th chapter. And this is what the purpose of holy name. What holy name going to give you? It will give you experience of what is suffering and what is the cause of suffering and how to revive that relationship. Okay. So I'll end here saying that from Harinam Chintamani, what I understood, that I humbly offer my obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet, and pray that he may empower each of us learning these sessions in such a way that whoever hears it may be inspired and enlightened enough to want to perfect his or her chanting of the Lord's holy name. Thank you, Prabhus and mothers.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank
So
you.
we'll see you all Wednesday. If you have anyone has any reflection, any question, comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for the beautiful class and especially the homework that you gave, being grateful and reflecting on what kind of association we have, and this myth that spiritual growth is automatic, but the reality is that we need to put our efforts, and this verse for glorification of holy name and the 4 questions. Thank you so much, Prabhu, and I seek your prayers and blessings to be able to cultivate it in my moment-to-moment life, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mata. One from the Prabhu side. Any Prabhujis? What are you going to take after we close today?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
So I think the overall context which you have put here by, in a very short, you explain the whole thing, and which is very important for us to understand before actually going into chanting, that we are into which situation, and the Maya and all, how you explained. I think this was very much important. Otherwise, it could have been just like, just studying a book, but the whole purpose, that why we need to take the shelter of chanting and take shelter of Krishna. So I think this thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. So please accept my humble obeisances, and we'll end with this. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.